Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. Krystal, what's on the show today?
Nice to be back here in the studio with you. We have a fantastic show. We've got Chuck Rocha from Team Sanders to talk about how they feel coming out of that debate. We've got Emma Vigeland from the Young Turks to talk about her trip to New Hampshire and also, I'm sure, debate stuff. And some new things happening with Joe Biden that you and I are going to get into. Corn Pop will come up. All that today on Rising.
All right, Krystal, what's on your radar?
Well, you will recall that back in June, Joe Biden assured a room full of wealthy donors that if he was president, quote, nothing will fundamentally change. Well, now we've got a new one, folks, in kind of the same genre, though. Once again at a fundraiser, this one at the house of a surgeon, Biden decided to opine on the American pharmaceutical industry, saying, quote, great drug companies out there, except a couple of opioid outfits. You gotta love when these guys show us who they really are, right? Great drug companies out there. Now, I'm sure his donors and friends from Big Pharma love to hear it. In Biden's framing, the issue with drug makers isn't systemic. It's limited to just a few bad actors. Deal with them, and then the other noble drug companies can get back to investing billions in life-saving treatments. And honestly, I truly wish Biden were right here. If we were just dealing with a few bad actors, it would be a simple problem to fix. But like Biden's ability to make deals with McConnell and the notion that he asked Obama not to endorse him, this too is pure fantasy. Biden has clearly bought hook, line, and sinker into the industry narrative. What we're supposed to believe is that the insane prices we pay, which are astronomically higher than drug prices anywhere else in the world, are to compensate drug makers for fronting the costs of research into all that life-saving goodness. And this mythology bizarrely plays into our American sense of superiority. We bravely accept getting screwed by pharma so that the rest of the world may benefit. It's for the children, or whatever. Right, Mr. Vice President?
Look, this is the United States of America.
The truth, of course, is quite different. The federal government heavily subsidizes drug maker profits through our own research and development. Often drug makers only come in once the government has essentially done all the heavy lifting and highest risk early testing, all on the taxpayer's dime, of course. Did you know that of the 210 new drugs which were approved between 2010 and 2016, every last one of them relied on publicly funded research? And what do you and I get in return for fronting all that early risk capital? Well, we have the distinct honor and privilege of being price gouged by the companies who profit off of the research that we funded. So here's an example of what I mean, courtesy of the Washington Post. The U.S. government, with some help from the Gates Foundation, funded research into whether an older drug, Truvada, could be useful in preventing HIV infection. They found that the drug was in fact successful. Now, a logical person might presume that the taxpayer would get a nice return on investment for funding nearly all of that research. A logical person, however, would be completely wrong. Not only do we not get 1 penny in royalties for what is now a multi-billion-dollar drug, the drug maker has jacked the price up to around $2,000 per month, many multiples of the actual cost. Mr. Biden?
Look, this is the United States of America.
Indeed, it is. Now, pharma does in fact conduct its own research as well, but let's dig in a bit as to what counts as research to big pharma. Often, they aren't really developing new drugs so much as trying to game the patent system to keep cheaper generics out of the market. Here's an example. According to an American sickness author, Elizabeth Rosenthal, great drug company Warner Chilcott needed a strategy to maintain their extraordinary profit margins on a key drug to treat ulcerative colitis that was about to lose patent protection. So they invested all those vital R&D dollars in a patent-protectable remake of the popular old pill. Warner Chilcott's innovation? They literally took the old pill, coated it in an additional gel, got patent protection for this new innovation, and immediately jacked up the price. I am not even kidding. If you cut open the new version of the pill, you will literally just find the old pill inside of the extra gel layer. Big Pharma's life-saving R&D at work, folks. In another example from that same book, the maker of a popular birth control pill about to lose patent protection invested their great R&D dollars in developing a new chewable version of the exact same product. Now, I know that every single woman watching this right now is thinking how gross the idea of chewable birth control pills truly is. But once the new version received patent protection, they took the old, less profitable version off of the market. Women either had to go chewable or find a different brand. Oh, And they also jacked up the price for good measure, kind of detecting a bit of a pattern here. The price for American women, more than $150. The price for women everywhere else, just $20.
Look, this is the United States of America.
Land of the free markets and home of the medical bankruptcy. Those are just a few of the noble exploits of our great drug companies. They're great when it comes to profit margins, great when it comes to free riding on the taxpayer, and also callously raising prices. And if Biden is president, you have his assurance that nothing will fundamentally change. Just another example, Sagar, of him showing his true colors here.
Yeah, it was also interesting because, even Trump and the Trump administration is going after the drug companies, requiring them to disclose the price of drugs in ads. I mean, Secretary Azar's entire push is in order to make drugs more affordable. This is an industry which has absolutely no friends. And so it's weird that the vice president would be defending them. I mean, even the Republican Party, which is, has long been the defender of these things, and even, some of the more true con elements of the administration, even they acknowledge something is broken within the system.
It's not weird at all when you consider how much money they give to politicians. Right. And it's not weird at all when you consider that Biden is so accustomed to the old way of doing business that, on his website he says the right thing, in public forums on the debate stage or whatever, he may say the right thing. But when he's comfortable, when he's talking to the people who are funding his campaign, the people who are going to give him power potentially, the real truth comes out.
Yeah, because he really believes that these are like great American champions. He doesn't understand that a systemic shift has kind of happened and that there hasn't been a lot of great innovation in a long time.
Yeah, exactly.